Hello and welcome to a very special Thursday night podcast. Special for two reasons. Special because it is our post RTX Austin 2017. Now we have to say Austin, right?
We have to say it.
We can't just say RTX.
Exactly.
For the home field one. We got to say RTX Austin. I'm Bernie Burns.
I'm Chris.
Chris.
Wait.
What happened?
Wait,
Go ahead. How'd you mess up the intro? Just our names.
I was going to say, well, you said Bernie Burns, and I said I'm Chris, and then I was going to say Chris Damaris, because I was like, I didn't say my last name.
So now your name is Chris.
Chris. I was going to say it again. Never mind.
Let's start over with names. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. I'm Bernie Burns.
I'm Chris Damaris.
Patrick Matthews.
Bethany Feinstein.
Patrick, did we get a sedate version of you today?
Yeah, I'm pretty chill. It's been a long week.
He's been wasted for like a week straight.
Yeah.
I came in at, we were recording this at 5 p.m. At 4 o'clock, I saw him with a plastic champagne flute drinking, I don't know what it was.
It was champagne and Red Bull mimosa combo.
What is that? I've never heard that in my life.
I just
He
invented it
basically just
today.
put champagne and then poured some Red Bull in it. Because he was tired, but
Because
also
you
wanted
didn't have OJ?
No, we
I'm
probably have
tired.
OJ.
So right after RTX, I went to Orlando for 2 days and bummed around Universal Studios and did the exact same thing.
Did you do the Harry Potter ride?
Yeah.
Dude, is that the most incredible thing?
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what that says to me is that is what the future of VR is. People are going to go to places to do VR. I don't think they're going to do it in their living room.
That was my favorite one that we did just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I went through 4 wands.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You did the interactive garbage?
Yeah, I broke one and then made the, well, I was,
but tell them why you broke it.
all right, so I dropped it because I'd been drinking and it shattered the tip. And then I didn't know
Shattered the tip.
Shattered the tip. Can't say the number of times I've been drunk, it shattered my tip.
Once or twice. But so I took it back and I was like, hey, this isn't working. It's weird. I don't know. And they were like, oh, we'll fix it for you for free. Yeah, no problem. So I got another one. And then the next day,
I have to ask now that I'm a Harry Potter expert.
Yeah.
What wand did you get?
So originally I got like one of the originals. That's not like a copy of somebody else's. But after a while I was like, this is ugly and stupid. Like all these other ones are way cooler. So I went back and I was like, hey, can I trade out this wand for like a Sirius Black wand? Because Sirius Black has a really cool wand.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, you can't really do that. And I was like, but I want to. And so let's do it. And they're like, all right, cool. So I switched that one out. Then I had the interactive one, right? And then on the last day, I was like, well, this interactive thing's like not doing me any good when I'm not here. And then the collector's wand, which is cheaper, is like, it's got an iron core, whereas the interactive one is hollow.
Yeah.
It's like heavier.
No, I mean the actual wand.
Yeah.
Because inside, don't they have like unicorn hair and phoenix feathers or some stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, sure they do. So then I went to the store and I'm looking at it and I didn't have my receipt or box this time, so I knew I couldn't switch it out. So I just put it in the box. Took the other one.
He stole.
Wait, you stole from...
Listen, but I did a Robin
What's it
Hood
called?
steal because I gave a more expensive wand and took a cheaper one.
No, you disappointed some kid. You don't care about how much it costs.
No. That kid's gonna be so happy because they're gonna think they bought the cheaper $40 wand.
Well,
and
what
they're
if
gonna
they
pull
want-
it out. They're gonna pull it out and they're gonna have an interactive wand.
Well, what if they don't
You
want an interactive
clearly
one?
have never raised children before, ever.
They'll be so
Ever.
happy, and then if they're not, customer's always right there. Like they'll switch it out.
The customer's
They did it for me
always
4
right.
times.
Wow. Okay.
don't forget our
I was
sponsor.
just about to do it. Yeah. We want to make sure before we get too far in, want to thank the sponsor for this podcast is Pro Flowers. And we'll talk more about them a little bit later in the podcast, right before we do something else that's fun.
Yeah.
Ever been? Harry Potter World?
I went when it first opened. I want to go again because they have new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, is that true?
You got to buy 2 tickets now though to do the whole Harry Potter experience.
Although have you ever had that butter beer?
Oh, it's good.
I thought it was actual beer, but it's not.
It's not.
Go
really
ahead.
good.
What is it? You
It's
thought it was?
like
Butterscotch.
butterscotch, which who likes butterscotch? Like that's the worst candy of all.
It's cream soda with like a butterscotch layer on top.
Super foul.
They want you to like drink that whole thing and then ride a ride.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Teddy had one sip and wanted to wait half an hour
I
before he
thought there was
rode
beer in
anything
it, and I was very disappointed.
took
I
a
thought it was
sip.
great. Did you get that frozen one?
Yeah, it was
Chris,
disgusting.
I'm with you. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Nah.
But you guys like sweets.
Yes, and it is one of the greatest banes of my existence that my kids don't like sweet stuff
I
because
don't
I
like sweet
can't
stuff.
brag. I can't bribe them. I mean, for anything. It's like, oh, you got to finish your meal or you won't get dessert. They're like, I don't want dessert.
Deal.
Horrible.
Deal.
Yeah.
You got it. I'm out of here.
Yeah, so I ended up drinking 3 butter beers because, well, 2.5. Teddy took one sip of his, was like, ugh. And then JD drank half of it, goes, this has too much sugar. That's literally what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to throw these away. They were $20 each or whatever they were.
Yeah.
We also ran into a problem where I listen, I ran into a situation where I could have been equally as devious as you, but I had my kids with me, and I felt like I had to set a good example. Where we had these badges
Express
where
pass?
you get to
Yeah.
the front of the
That's the
line
best way to do it.
once, though. I didn't know it was only once.
Yeah.
So they scan it, and then the next time if you go back to that ride, which Chris, you would want to ride this Harry Potter thing again. They're like, oh no, you've already gone to the front of the line once. You got to go to the normal line. 120 minutes in this case.
Oh.
So we got like in around the first bend, and then I saw that there was just like an open chain to the other area. We could have just walked in to the front of the line. They weren't going to scan our badge anymore. They were just going to see that we had them at that point. I know how events work, Bethany.
Oh, yeah.
I knew nobody was going to be at the end of the line scanning, so I thought we could just step in there. We had a family discussion about it, about whether or not we wanted to be scumbags, and we collectively decided.
To be?
I was outvoted 2-1. No, we don't want to be scumbags.
Too
I would
bad.
have voted to be.
Yeah,
It's
me too.
100.
Me
It's
too.
120 minutes in the line.
I
Man.
know.
It's
And
ridiculous.
you paid a lot for it's a lot for that express ticket.
You can buy one though. That's even more expensive, where it's like
All the time.
unlimited.
Jeez.
Or if you bought 2 express tickets, does that work? Is that cheaper?
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
they
good
do a whole
question. I don't
fingerprint
think
thing, so it's like.
They do.
Wait, they do? I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
They take a retinal scan.
No, you like scan your ticket, and then you got to put your finger in, and like my fingerprints change every single day, so I always had like a not detected, not
What are
detected.
you,
What
like
do
a
you
mutant?
what does that mean?
This is the thing. Like you have to do like lockers as well for the rides. Like you
That
have
I
to
did.
do lockers,
Yeah.
And you have to thumbprint. But to get into there, you have to do like a thumbprint or fingerprint. And every single time it would be like doesn't work, and they'd be like wipe your finger on your shirt, try it again, and it would be like 3 or 4 times before my finger would work.
This is a thing with you.
Something wrong with my fingers.
How did you discover
Wait,
this?
was this just
At
that you
this place?
that's not real. I
your
don't believe it.
fingers.
It's true. Do you see
Are
the
you going to
changes?
memorize them
No.
for later, Chris?
Do you see
Chris
the
is like
changes?
investigating his fingers.
In 2 hours.
Come back tomorrow. We're going to look again, and we're going to see if they're the same fingerprints.
So yeah, my friends wouldn't let me rent lockers anymore because every time we tried to do it, they'd be like, not found.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Can you unlock it with your finger?
Yeah.
And you don't have any problems with it?
Yeah.
I noticed is if it's even the least bit wet, that thing doesn't work at all. And like you can't dry it off enough to where it'll work. It's like, nah, you're locked out.
It's like got grease all over it from my greasy fingers.
Ew.
Let me
Where is
ask
he?
you guys a relationship question while we're on this topic.
A relationship
I've
question?
brought this up on the podcast before.
Okay.
So Ashley and I had this thing where she knows my passcode and her thumbprint is on my phone, you know, because I don't have anything to hide.
Right.
And it was also like this on her phone for a long time. And one day, I don't know what happened. That's not the case anymore. She has a different passcode,
Ooh.
and I can't get into her phone anymore. And she says it was from an update,
Yeah, it's got to be an
No,
update.
she told me about this.
but she also still hasn't told me
she
the
doesn't
code.
want you to be on
She
her
hasn't
phone.
told me the code either. But it was a convenience thing because her phone was nearby, and I was going to check a movie
I
time.
know how that goes.
And that was it. So should I be worried about that?
I don't know.
That's a yes. That's a.
I don't know.
Once you hit
Well,
that third register.
I mean, I love Ashley.
That takes a lot of trust anyway. I don't think I'd ever give anyone my passcode to my phone.
Oh, Chris.
I wouldn't give anybody my browser history. That one I'm pretty much like, that's like a stream of consciousness of your brain. If I could read like my search history for a month straight, I would hate myself probably. Just
Really?
like all the
Why?
inane, all the
What's the
weird
worst thing on
inane
there?
shit that I like try to look up. I don't know. I'm trying to, I look up Gavin or Google stuff all the time, first of all, you know, but it's just
But
like,
why wouldn't you want someone else to?
like last week I probably was looking up polar bear penises because
Oh, that's fine.
Gus and Gavin were talking to me that a polar bear's penis is an actual bone. And it's one of the effects of
No,
climate
I wanna
change.
look.
No.
It's called a bacula.
That's not true.
Oh no, that
I'm
is
looking
true.
it
That
up.
is true. I
And
heard
one of the
that.
effects of climate change, see, Patrick, this will horrify you. It's making their baculas brittle and they're breaking their penis bone.
So then they're just like.
It's
the
going to be
rest
in
of
your
us.
search history too over there,
That's
Bethany.
fine. Ooh,
If-
this one is like spread eagle right as I fucking like Googled it.
a spread eagle polar bear?
Yes, I didn't know they could lie like that.
Chris, how did you? That totally changes my opinion of polar bears.
Yeah.
My eyes
I
are
didn't
open. now.
realize they could spread it
Look
so
at this
far.
one. Has its leg kicked up.
Well, let me see the.
Well,
bone.
that's just, they caught it in a moment.
I don't see
So
the
for
bone.
those, you've been
Yeah.
on the podcast before, both of you, and you guys have both been on Always Open as well. But just for people, since this is the Thursday podcast, Patrick, why don't you tell us what you do at the company, and then Bethany, you tell us what you do as well.
I'm not sure. I just sort of showed up and they let me stick around.
I know.
You used to work in live action.
I did, yeah. So
You started as an intern.
I started as an intern. Then I was a PA in live action, then production coordinator, and then I switched over to events, and now I'm an events coordinator.
Now
And
his
this is
life
my
has
boss.
meaning.
What's an events coordinator? Like, what does that mean?
I did RTX all by myself.
Yeah, completely and totally by himself.
That's exactly right. So everything bad that happened, you can blame him.
Hey, the bad stuff wasn't me. That was
Mm-hmm.
no, yeah, no. I help out for RTX. I did specifically the screenings, all of our internal booths, the Brush Square stuff, probably some other stuff here and there.
Dude, I had such a good time Friday night. I had to I had to. I got the honor of doing the Q&A for Andy
Right,
Serkis
that's right.
and
Oh, yeah.
Joe Lettieri, the visual effects supervisor for War for the Planet of the Apes, and he was our keynote speaker. It's crazy, Bethany. So Bethany, explain what you do so I can praise you.
Oh God. I mean, I run the events department, so all of our TXs, Let's Play Lives, all that good stuff.
So every time that Gus and Barbara sit on the podcast and talk about how they're not involved with RTX anymore, you are
Yes.
that person
Yeah, I am.
who has just, like stripped all this
Yeah.
power from
But I'm
their
building up
claws.
my team underneath me now so that I can give it to them.
Yeah?
We'll do it.
I don't know. Coordinator over here. Can you do it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Why not? Going to London in a little bit?
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Going to Sydney after that?
Yeah,
No-
I keep
no
holding that
big?
over his head. I'm like, if you fuck up, you're not going to London.
I already bought my ticket. I'm going.
We can
That
get
was
a,
the first
we can
fuck
get a
up.
refund.
See? Catch 22.
I mean, I didn't buy it.
See, and I always have to be careful because, you know, the guy who plays Spider-Man now, Tom Holland, they won't let him read the Infinity War script, the big ones, the Avengers scripts, because he keeps yakking.
Yeah, he just talks.
Yeah.
He releases information when he should.
I also do, but I do it for all of Bethany's stuff.
Birdie, you do release information too soon.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a
Yeah.
secret. I think I announced to literally everyone who was going to RTX Sydney.
He did.
2 days
we were like,
before they actually
Bernie,
announced it.
we were kind of waiting on that.
I
It's funny for me, like I get the text like late night, you know, like, okay, Bernie just told someone or told everyone about like this new guest that's coming. I'm like, fuck. Okay, well, we still have all these other people. And then the next week, oh, Bernie
Yeah,
just
him
told
too.
him about that too. And I'm like, fuck. Okay.
Sorry.
I remember watching some panel with Brandon streaming, and you announced a project that we didn't even know. You're like, I think it was Laser Team, but it was before we knew we were working on Laser Team.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, and we're working on a feature. And I was like, we are?
Matt
And
did
that's
th-
how I found out.
Matt did that during the Founding Fathers panel. He just like goes, you know, and we're making our next feature, Bloodfest.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were like, well, that was an announcement. Yeah. And
Yeah.
he did it live
I
streamed
saw
in
the
front of
tweets
audience.
about that, and I didn't know it was going to be announced either.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone did.
It was crazy. I just kind of like dropped it like subtly. But yeah, so Bethany gets on my case whenever I do that. You also run
It is
Let's
kind of funny,
Play
though.
live.
Yeah. So we just came off of that tour in April. Wait, were any of you? No, you weren't with me yet.
No, but that's gonna be my new jam, yeah.
It'll be your new thing. He's going to take over some of the Let's Play like live event coordination.
Oh my God, good luck, sir. That is
Picture the two of us on the tour bus together. Just madness.
Yeah, taking care of business.
But yeah, that was really
working.
fun.
Yeah, it's like being like parents on the worst like school trip ever. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Did you have to give a deposit on that bus?
You know, our partners in that handled that portion, so thankfully it was kind of like it's out of our hands.
See, that's an RT life I want. I want the itemized damages to the bus
Oh,
after
yeah.
the Let's Play live tour and why we didn't get our full deposit back. on the
Yeah,
bus.
I think we were actually pretty good this time around, but I know at RTX in the past I've had to pay for things that were damaged.
Really? What
Like-
got damaged?
Okay, well I guess I can say this now. It's been a couple years.
far, yeah.
Our first time at the JW, 2015, I had to pay for a new hotel door
A door?
to the presidential suite.
Why?
Because of a certain someone in the company who says it wasn't his fault, but they thought Gus and Esther were having sex in there, but they were not. And so the presidential suite has a door and another door because there's like a kitchen area and then like the main entrance. It's huge.
Yeah, which we, by the way, I should point out, we get a lot of rooms at these hotels
For free.
And if you get a bunch of them, then they give you stuff like this. as a
Yeah, because
throw-in.
we're spending, you know, everyone's staying there. It's not like we're paying for this room, you know, like it's a nice little place for like our guests to meet or whatever. So, like you can see, so I guess this person late
Who
night.
is it? You can
I
say
can't say it.
Yes,
I
who
think
is
I
it?
know
Who is it?
who
Chris?
Snitches get stitches.
Oh, please.
Snitches get stitches around here.
You can't say that on a departmental budgetary basis. That's, going to a department
Wasn't
meeting, it's
anyone
like,
in
who
my
broke the door?
department.
I can't snitch.
But
I don't want to get cut in the yard.
It's
So,
rough out there.
so I guess the JW obviously called me the next morning, like we need to talk about something serious.
So is this the door to the hallway or an interior
the
door?
door into the presidential suite, like the main door
From
that
the
you like
hallway.
you
to the
use your
hallway.
key card
The
on.
one you,
Yeah.
What the
and-
fuck were they doing?
And I was like, oh, they're calling because I bet like an attendee like got kind of crazy, and they're like, it was someone on your master account, and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck my life, like who could this be? And then I heard who it was, and I was like, God damn it. And
So you're telling me, what did the person do? Like, were they?
so they thought someone was in the room because the key wasn't opening, or actually the key worked, but you know the latch thing was on.
Yeah.
And
So they tried to reach in there
So
with
they
like
didn't
their
realize
heavily
that they-
tattooed arm to open it? Is that who? What
no,
happened?
no.
Were they
no, no.
shouting to the door in their
It
British
wasn't
accent?
him. It wasn't him, and it wasn't him.
Okay.
It was Patrick Salazar.
They didn't realize that they could just go to the
Kick the
right
door down.
door, and that's the one that worked because they had locked the door and obviously gone out the other door. So they could have just used the
they
other
were old
door.
and dumb. I know.
Yeah, and
okay,
drunk.
Got it. Yeah.
So I bought the JW a new door in 2015.
How much does a new door to the JW Marriott Presidential Suite cost?
Guess.
$3,000.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say 2,500.
$3,000.
It was about that much. Yeah.
3,000.
Yeah. I was
Where's the
somewhere
old
around
door?
there.
Do we get the old door?
Yeah,
We
did it-
didn't get the old door.
Well,
I could've
come
asked
on.
for it.
Got
We could have
rid
put
of
it on
that
the
door.
set.
They're making all that sweet door recycling.
I'll give him a call. I'll give him a call.
You guys still got that door?
You guys got that door? That's
From
ours.
3 RTXs
Called his
ago.
buddy down at like the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I got a deal for you. I got a new
So we
presidential
don't
suite door
give
for
out
your
that room
presidential suite.
anymore.
Couple
That
dents on it,
that
so.
Is that why we lost it?
I mean, we still have it.
Now I want to know who, what. Really? We do? So this is something I've always wondered. Who now then, if we have this room, because I'm assuming we've still had it. The idea was that I went to an event in New York that YouTube put on. And they rent out for like 200 creators. They rent hotel rooms in a really nice hotel, like one of these like hipster hotels in like the Village in Manhattan. And then they also got the presidential suite, which was like a 2-floor, really like something you see in a movie, badass hotel room. And their solution for that was they gave all of the creators at YouTube a card to go into the penthouse whenever they wanted to. We had our own rooms, but we could just go there at all hours of night. That ended up being the coolest part of the event because you just got to hang out with people. So many collaborations for things I saw for years were made at that. So I suggested to Bethany, hey, do we get something like that for the hotel? We should leave it open to our RTX guests. And
Oh wait, which guests? Like just like you mean our special guests?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that year was like our staff and then the special guests.
Oh yeah,
like
we
our
had that.
keynote
We had that
speakers.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had that for the Hilton. Like you guys had the suites at the Hilton.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about that.
You didn't stay there?
I had a hotel room.
Oh, but he's saying like a specific suite.
Like
just
I'm
for
talking about the
everyone to chill in.
presidential suite at JW
Oh.
when we could all go into that, and that's when
Well,
somebody.
that's where we lost our privileges. Not only that, but you can't even imagine how much the room service bill was that year.
I know. I can believe it.
And
I can imagine
I
it
had
was
to
the same-
cry to pay it.
How much was that?
More than the door.
More than the door.
Oh. I didn't
People are just
think
up there
it was
ordering
more.
room service.
People, well, that's why the first year there were like not really any rules, and like people would bring other people, and then they'd order like 12 dozen fucking chicken wings, and like
kicking the door.
they're like, I'm gonna have like 2 tubs of ice cream, and I'm gonna order this, and I'm gonna order that.
What a bunch of jackasses.
So we don't have that privilege anymore.
But we do have the room.
We have the room.
So
privilege.
I'm getting to the bottom of this.
I mean, we
How
don't.
is- how
We
is the
don't
room
have the
used?
room.
How is
but
the
like
room
maybe
used?
over here,
Do you stay in it?
I mean, we're not gonna say who stayed in.
we're
it,
not gonna say yes or no.
You know.
Really?
Someone probably spent the night. Maybe like 10 people.
Maybe like 15, 20
Maybe
people.
we have orgies in there. I don't
it's
know.
Possible. It's
Well, as
possible
long as
some
you're
of
not-
us were there till 4 or 5.
As long as
in
you
the
bang each other, not the doors, then you're fine.
We're not
Then
banging
good.
doors, Bernie. That's not happening there. There's
Yeah.
other things being banged, but
There's
not no
plenty-
doors.
plenty
So
to be
who,
banged.
so who stayed in the presidential suite?
Couple
Can I
of-
ask you a question? I want you to answer this question honestly.
Yes.
Did the person who broke the door, did they stay in it this year?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because if that person fucked it up for everybody
No.
else.
No.
So now this is a selective thing. So
It's
now you're like
selective. Yeah.
dangling this thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, Matt will have it next year, I'm sure. Matt or Ezra will hear about this and be like, no, I'll just take that.
You guys have the nice. I'm actually curious what yours looks like now.
What, my what?
Your
Y'all
suite.
sweet.
Because
it's
your
just-
suite
it's
is
in
like
the Hilton. It's in the
Yeah.
Hilton. So it's just like a corner hotel.
your
It's got-
two suites are supposed to be like the nicest.
It's very nice. I have no complaints. I have zero complaints. And it's so nice to be able to be right there next to the convention center and go back and forth
Yep.
between
Yeah, we had to
stuff.
walk like 3 blocks to get there.
I mean, it was like miles, Bernie.
Dude, they're building a hotel that has
Fairmont?
a skywalk that goes.
Fairmont?
Yeah.
We have that
To
next
the
year.
convention center?
Oh, so
It's
excited.
gonna
Do
have a
we?
skywalk to the convention center.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it
Little
next
sky
year.
bridge.
Dope. Is that what we're saying?
Don't have to go
That
outside
doesn't
in the
matter.
sun.
I still like the JW best, but if you want to check out the Fairmont next year, we can.
Yeah. I don't
Well, you're
wanna
living
walk
like a
that
fat cat up in the penthouse. That's why.
I mean, you know.
Did you have a party?
far. A
Did
party.
you see my Snapchat on Wednesday? No. With Patrick?
I can't go back and look at it now. Wednesday.
I saved the video.
Wednesday, like yesterday?
No,
No.
last week.
Okay. I'm
We
like-
move in on Wednesday.
we,
like-
live
we
there.
haven't moved out.
Yeah.
the events team moves in on Wednesday, and it got pretty wild.
It did get a little bit wild.
By
We
the
might
way.
have seen some penises, and
On
by
the
some,
Snapchat?
and by some I mean one. Not on Snapchat. I had to delete some stuff.
Did you really?
Whose penis was that?
I don't know.
It's weird.
Well,
Tell the story. You
wasn't-
can't tell half a story on the podcast.
Her.
Well,
wasn't
we
my
just thought it'd be
penis.
fun to like play some old school songs. We ordered some champagne.
My pants were getting really heavy.
He was getting like
Did you get drunk?
No.
Okay.
he would never.
No.
He would
Patrick get
never,
drunk? No.
ever, ever.
Oh. When Patrick gets drunk,
Bernie.
watch the fuck out. Seriously.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
He didn't
No, no,
choke
no.
anyone
Very
that
fun
night.
way.
I feel like my first Christmas party, I was like, I'm getting fired.
I just remember Matt Holmes' face because Patrick was like feeling up like
This
in the,
was first
in the,
Christmas
like,
party, not RTX. But
Yeah, first Christmas party. Like feeling up like in like our butt cracks,
Yeah.
like the women's. And I
I've gotten
remember
I've gotten grilled by Patrick
and
once or twice.
Patrick Zeller said, and the men.
And the men.
And like
I don't
people didn't know
discriminate.
Patrick as well at that point, but I kind of introduced him into like our group of friends. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. He's gay. It's fine. It's fine. And then I see Matt's eyes like dart and he's like, oh, he's gay. It's fine. Same thing happened with Baird. And he's like a
Get
big
away with a
guy. And
couple of
Megan, you know,
things.
his wife is like a little tiny thing. And I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Just let him grope. He'll be done in a second.
He'll
He'll
done.
finish. He'll
move
finish.
on.
He
He'll
finishes
finish in
quickly.
about 3 minutes.
He
ignore
finishes
him.
quickly. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I remember like the next day I was like calling the people I know, like, what did I do? Like, am I getting fired?
Who didn't you do?
Who did I not do?
Who broke the door? Tell us who broke the door.
I'll tell you after.
No, tell us not. Do you know Patrick? Patrick,
Yeah, I
do you
do.
know? You do know who broke the door?
I do.
I'm surprised you
gonna say
don't.
it? Do you want to say it? I can't. Who? I think he's mouthing Ellie. Ellie, you weren't even working at the
Ellie
company.
broke
You
the
showed
door.
up and
Ellie
busted the door.
broke the door.
She busted in and
Ellie
knocked that
broke
door
the
down.
door.
Okay, first of all, let's be clear about one thing. Somebody spent basically $2,500 of the company's money, and the upside for them was that they were going to get to watch Gus have sex. I mean, that's not even like the economics of it don't even match up. I mean, it doesn't even make sense.
To be fair, I will say this much.
Yeah.
We don't have proof that it was this person. We are trying to combine two situations that happened that night as to who could have gone up there.
Couldn't
It's all
they?
circumstantial.
I'm assuming they were scanning their card before.
Well, they're all the same. Like,
that's a
you
good
know, when I
point.
check in,
That's
I
a
can
good
ask for
point.
6 keys and like they all
with,
get out.
with fingerprints and everything else.
Yeah.
It's not like Harry
got
Potter
9
world. It's just a hotel. Damn. And so now see I've lost a privilege. You guys get this sweet presidential pad that I no longer have access to. Apparently,
Would you have
you
really
guys-
come over and hung out with us?
I don't like walking down to the JW Marriott.
That's why
honestly.
we don't put anyone
it's
there.
like 3 blocks away.
That's why we don't
what
put
I'm saying.
anyone there.
So
And
that
then
no
during-
one will want to go up to the presidential suite?
So that people can come if they want to come, but like
Yeah, we had some
it's so
people.
that you guys can be closer.
The event RTX Austin takes place in the Austin Convention Center.
Yep.
There is kind of like a sister hotel to the convention center,
Yep.
the Hilton.
Hilton,
But
and now
you,
Fairmont.
You
next
still
year.
have to walk outside to get across the street to get to the Hilton. You got to cross the one like commuter rail track we have in all
But they're
of
also
Austin.
adding the Skywalk.
Oh, are they really?
It's going to take a couple years.
Yeah, that'll take a while. That's a distance, man.
RTX,
I mean, I don't know the architecture.
Oh,
of
man,
the
that's a
Skywalk.
distance, yeah.
Yeah,
RTX
they're gonna need like
At 60, 90 feet.
yeah, they're gonna need pillars and everything else. But yeah, so then the other hotel that we have, which we use the ballrooms for like panels and things like that, is the JW
Yeah.
Marriott.
It's been great for the evening activities.
It's like 3 blocks away. Like Screw Attack has their rave there.
Yeah.
Is one of the things
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do there. I wasn't on any panels at the JW
well,
this
that's
time.
why we did it that way.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was nice. It gets so tight scheduling wise for some of us at RTX that I had to do the Q&A for Andy Serkis for War for the Planet of the Apes, but I couldn't see the movie
Right.
because I was on the red versus blue panel while the movie was being screened. So I was like, I can't do a Q&A for a movie I haven't seen.
Didn't
so
you end up going in the morning?
I spent 2 weeks trying to get a screener out of Fox for it. No way. They weren't going to give me a screener for it. So I learned, you guys told me, Patrick met me there. They had a tech test at 9 in the morning. So I went and watched War for the Planet of the Apes at 9 in the morning and then went to the convention for the rest of the day and then was able to do the Q&A with him.
So you had a private screening of it.
A little bit, which sounds totally awesome, you know, but then Michael came in and tried to break the door. Michael, right? Is that who it was?
It was Michael. It was Michael Jones.
Was it Michael Jones?
Yeah.
Was it him?
Yep.
He wanted to break in and see Gus have sex.
Sure.
$2,500.
Sure.
It was Michael.
It was.
It
not
was?
Michael, No.
It wasn't Michael? How do you know?
I know. I know.
We
who
all
it was.
know.
Who was it? You know who it was?
I heard the same speculation they heard.
Nothing has been proven.
Really?
Nothing can be held up.
It was Alan?
Nothing can be held up in a court of law.
It was Alan? Alan Abdeen? $2,500.
She
You're
said
telling me though
maybe.
that Alan no longer has access to the presidential suite?
He doesn't.
You're sure about that?
Oh, yeah. I'm positive. I know what the keys I gave out this year.
How do you break the door?
I don't know. That's the thing. So like the door.
Alan's strong.
So the door handle. So okay, picture like you can't get in, and you're like, I know someone's in there. You know, your drunk mind. I know someone's in there, and so, around where the handle was, and the JW had only been open a couple months, and we
Yeah.
were staying there, and another incident had happened, and so it was broken all around, like for someone kicking in the
What?
handle.
You trying to kick in the door?
That's all we can figure out.
That's lunacy. That's crazy.
At first, I thought they were just trying to pin something on us, but I saw what had happened, and I was like, "Fuck, it probably was us."
Oh yeah, I would have totally blamed that on a fan.
The crazy fan.
Crazy fan tried to crimp the door down. No big deal. Hey, what's my app for the ad read? I shut it down. Is it in mail? There we go. Not to give too much of a preface about the fact that we're about to have an ad read, but there is something special I want to do tonight. We're gonna do an ad read here in a second, and while we're doing that, you guys are gonna go through a costume change.
Which I found out about like as I sat down.
Roll with it, dude. You got this. So one of my absolute favorite things is that Bethany will occasionally reveal the fact that she doesn't know a basic bit of information about the world at large. A lot of times,
But what do we consider basic?
well, like that you thought you peed out of your vagina. Like,
I mean,
out of the same.
That's
Did you
kind of
really?
normal.
Vagina hole.
Your vagina hole.
And how old were you when you discovered that that wasn't the case?
It was like the weekend I was hired for RTX. I mean, for
So
Rooster Teeth.
you had lived a couple decades.
It's been 2 years.
So it's fairly
I was 30.
recent.
I just turned
She spent
30.
a lot of time with a vagina before
How
she
did
discovered
she?
it.
Wait.
But I remember my sister, like, everyone was trying to ask me questions like, well, didn't you think of this? Didn't you think of that? And one of them was like, well, what about when you're on your period and you have a tampon? I was like, I thought you peed around it. And she's like, but
Like, your
wouldn't,
body knows.
But wouldn't
Your
it
body
just
knows.
get like completely soaked and you'd have to change it constantly? I was like, well,
Patrick, life
that
finds
makes
a way.
sense
She
now.
finds a way.
Wait. How? What?
Chris, this is only the first one.
Vagina,
There's
right?
several of these.
I mean, I use my vagina occasionally, I
You let
guess.
other people use it.
Chris, you
Yeah, I
also
mean, that's
thought
a-
your thyroid is in your thigh.
That one was last month, I think.
Because I was telling her I have a thyroid problem. She's like, oh, you trouble walking?
Leg day?
No, it's mostly right here.
Okay, but that doesn't make sense, right?
It's just a word, though.
Okay.
It's
Spelled differently.
Yeah, THY.
Same.
TH.
Thyroid.
IGH.
Thyroid.
She also tweeted today that she made a mistake because she recently visited San Francisco
This was
And-
a couple years ago.
and she opted out of going on the tour at Alcatraz because she didn't want the prisoners to grab her. She didn't know there weren't prisoners.
My
I'm missing a
sister-
big one too. There's another one that was. What's the other one? There's a vagina hole one. There's that.
I think that's it. That was the only. Those are the only ones.
What's that?
That's enough, Bethany.
What? Oh, she thought the computer. She thought the monitor on a computer was the computer.
Was the computer.
She thought the screen was. She didn't know there was a separate piece.
So what?
It just wasn't clarified to me.
and what? By who?
Computer.
By
What
Gus,
did
he
you
was-
think the
Gus
box
was
was?
trying to
What
trick
did you
me.
think the box was that was next to your computer?
Well, I don't have one of those.
She does have
Oh,
a
she has
Mac.
an Apple.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mac.
The
Yeah.
Mac,
Okay.
whatever.
So it is all
I
integrated.
have a
but
laptop, which I used to think was called laptop until someone was like, "It sits on your lap."
It's in your lab.
in your lab.
And you're
Just put it on top of your lab whenever you want. All right, so we're going to come back to that. So, gentlemen, please change into your wardrobe for the game we'll be playing after this, and I'm going to tell you all about our sponsor for this evening. Predictability is boring. Surprises are exciting, like a new game. Pro Flowers make it easy for you to surprise someone right now and is making it even easier with a special offer for our listeners. Send Pro Flowers farm stand flowers and get 20% off this collection or any of their unique exclusive bouquets for $29 or more. Proflowers.com makes choosing the perfect surprise bouquet simple and quick. Flowers are guaranteed to stay fresh for at least 7 days, or your money goes back to you. Pro Flowers gives you more bloom for your buck, big, beautiful flowers with more stems for your money. To get 20% off your farm stand flowers or any bouquet of $29 or more, go to proflowers.com and use our code TEETH, as in rooster teeth, at checkout. That's proflowers.com and use the code TEETH. Don't wait to make someone's day. Go ahead and be unpredictable. Thank you, Pro Flowers, for sponsoring this special Thursday night podcast. All right, I'm going to change into mine now, too. So, as you know, one of my favorite games that we play on the podcast is a game called Gavin or Google. So, in that spirit, I wanted to play a new game this evening. I'll explain the rules to you, and then we can start the game. So, let's roll the intro. We're going to play our new game, which is called Bethany Knows Stuff.
Bethany knows stuff about the world, so let's find out what stuff she knows. Bethany knows stuff about the world, so let's find out what stuff she knows.
All right. Hey,
I like that it says maybe.
maybe no stuff. That was the John Rice in your add-in. So, okay, Bethany, help me out here. So I've always pronounced your name as Bethany Feinstein, but then you were introed on relationship goals as Feinstein.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
Feinstein's right.
Feinstein
Yeah, yeah.
is the
Do you want
correct
the proper pronunciation?
pronunciation.
Feinstein.
It's actually Barfany.
It's actually Barfany Fartstein.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm going to switch my tassel over because it's on the wrong side, which is the graduated side.
I don't know.
I don't know, but afterwards we should go the other way.
If the game goes well. Okay, so here are the rules for Bethany Knows
Oh
Stuff.
God.
I am going to ask the lovely, intelligent Bethany Feinstein. I'm going to ask her some basic facts. Then you're not going to answer, Bethany.
Okay.
What's going to happen is our panel of academics over here. Chris, your graduation is on backwards.
That's what they were. They kept.
I told him it was fine. I told him it was fine.
They kept gesturing to me. I'm like, I kept switching around my hat because I thought my hat was on wrong.
No, you look like a
I
priest.
saw them laughing at Chris. I was like, what's wrong?
I was like, what am I? I was
No,
like,
you got it.
switching-
You got it. I think your hat's also on backwards.
Well, that's because they were like, it's on backwards. I'm like, okay.
And I'm the dumb one.
The hat, by the way, literally says inside, "This is the front of the cap." It tells
Oh, it
you
does?
which way
I
to
didn't
put
see
it
that
on.
either.
I'm actually surprised this fits on my head. I have an enormous head. I took the kids to a Dodgers game, and they have the fitted caps, which is always like, you know, when people get in situations and they get triggered and they get anxiety. That's my thing because I'm like, none of these hats are gonna fit me.
Trip XL.
I get all the way up to like 7.5, and that's the highest that they stock, and it's
Nice.
like not even close. I gotta wear like a size 8 hat. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Bethany a question, a basic fact about the world, and then we're gonna pause. Bethany, you can bluff a little bit, say whether you get, oh, I definitely know this or not. You can game these people if you
Well,
want to
Patrick, you
like.
already told him I know everything.
Fuck,
Yeah.
she knows everything.
She's so smart.
Then you guys are going to just write on your whiteboards yes or no. Either Bethany knows it or she doesn't know it. You get a point if you're right. Now, additionally, if you know the answer yourself, Patrick, you got to be careful because she can see your whiteboard. You can also write
Patrick
the
doesn't
answer.
know anything either.
You can
I'm
write the
pretty smart.
answer yourself and then get a bonus point as well. Are you guys ready to play Bethany Knows Stuff?
No.
Yes.
You're supposed to write it on your whiteboard, buddy. All right, our first question for Bethany Knows Stuff.
Oh God.
Okay. No, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. All right, Bethany. The first question I'd like to ask you is, and don't answer right away. What is the difference between arteries and veins in the body? What's the
Oh my
difference between
God.
arteries? Don't tell you. Okay. So
No, I know this
based
one.
on her
I know this
reaction,
one.
What is the difference between arteries and veins? What is the difference between arteries and veins? Our panel of academics is furiously writing their answers. You can just like paraphrase on your answer.
Yeah, I got it.
That's
Yeah, I'm
it.
going to paraphrase the scientific reason for that.
All
Do I have my-
I am locked in.
Hey, Ellie. Do I have the other thing? Do I have the bell anywhere? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I want a bell. That's one of the only demands I made is I had to have graduation caps and a bell. That's the answer. All right, Chris, since you're closest to me, we will start with you. Does Bethany know the answer to what's the difference between arteries and veins?
No.
No. Okay. And then, Patrick, what do you say?
I say no.
You say no. Bethany, please tell us, what is the difference between arteries and veins in the human body?
The arteries are inside your body
Correct? They are?
and I think may have blood in them sometimes.
That-
And I think
So
the
far, so
veins,
good?
I think your veins are bluer on the outside.
So she did describe things that are different about arteries and veins, but I would have to say no. She didn't know the difference between arteries and veins. So each of you now gets a point. I'm gonna have to track this somehow. Thank you very much. I don't think I'll need this bell after all. So it's only for right answers. So each of you gets a point. Can somebody keep score for me, Patrick? You want to help me keep score? So they each have a point. Chris, why don't you tell us what your answer is for what's the difference between arteries and veins?
I put no, and I said arteries don't have blood.
Wow. Okay, Patrick, what's the difference between arteries and veins?
Arteries go north-south.
Patrick, your answer was almost correct. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Veins carry blood back to the heart.
That's really good to know.
So listen, you have a good defense here.
Okay,
These
good.
guys didn't know it either.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, but I was pretty close.
By the way, arteries always have blood. It's not partially. It's not
And
sometimes.
veins are inside your body.
I thought they were outside.
Unless you're like super ripped, and then they're on the outside. Okay.
Or you're inside out boy.
Next question for Bethany Knows Stuff is, as you know, Bethany,
Do I?
periodic table of elements tells us all the basic building blocks of the universe. So I'm going to read you a list of things,
No.
and I just want you to tell me how many of these things appear in the periodic table of elements.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a list of things. You tell me the number of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 8 things approximately. You tell me the number of them that are elements. You don't have to tell me
Out
which
of the
ones.
8.
Out of the 8.
Okay.
You ready?
So I could just guess.
Yeah, absolutely you could. Salt, fire, dirt, water, mineral, wind, energy, and diamond.
Okay.
I can go over the list again really quickly if you want. Salt,
One more time.
fire, dirt, water, mineral, wind, energy, and diamond. So you guys just have to answer whether or not you think Bethany knows how many of those are elements, and then you have to get the correct number yourself. Okay. Chris, let's go with you now, Patrick. Patrick, do you think she knows the answer or not? Don't give us your answer.
No.
You think no?
No.
You don't think so either. Bethany, how many out of those 8 are elements in the periodic table of elements?
I was thinking water did, but I'm thinking of something else.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait. Is that
You don't have to even tell us the one. Just, all you need to just do the number.
0?
She is correct. None of those were elements. So you guys do not get a point, but did you get the bonus point? 0. Patrick, how many did you get?
Wait, but water,
Water.
hydrogen and oxygen, if you break it down.
There is
Well,
no
then all
periodic table. There's no element labeled water. I
but there's one
guarantee
that's
it.
hydrogen and oxygen.
There is
There's one
correct.
for-
Just so you know, everything is made of elements, so it can
put
all be broken
4.
down into that.
I put 4.
4. Okay.
I think the one that made me laugh the most was dirt.
Instead of Earth, I had the Chinese, the different Chinese elements of nature in there. Okay.
I think the question's flawed.
So what's our tally so far?
Chris, who got points on the first round?
I
Both of
definitely did.
They both got 2
and
points.
me, Patrick.
Chris is beating
No,
me
excuse
by
me.
one.
They both got 1 point because neither one knew what arteries were.
Okay. So
They both
Chris
got
is
1
ahead
point.
2 to 1.
Okay. Bethany,
Bernie.
as you know, you are organizing an event. Oh wait, I'll go back to this one in a second. We'll go back to anatomy because I like those.
Okay.
What does your liver do? And then additionally, for bonus point, where is it located in your body? Where is it located? What does your liver do and where is it located? So this is just 2 yes or no's, guys. You look confident. You look very confident.
I don't know how.
4 elements, Patrick. How dare you? What
Did
in
you
the
just say
world?
4?
What were the 4?
Water
Yeah.
was 2.
The cloak. Okay.
You can,
Patrick, they're all made of elements. Everything has to be made of an
Well,
element.
fire is not an element.
That's true. That is true. You're correct. Nor energy. Yeah.
I was like mineral, sure, and diamond.
oh, and definitely diamond.
Diamond was the one I expected for people to argue about.
All right. So what are we doing now?
You're gonna guess whether or not Bethany knows. First of all, what does her liver do, and then where is it in the body?
I'm
Feeling
ready.
good, guys?
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Okay. What'd you say, Chris? Will she know
said
it or no?
yes.
You say she'll know. What about the second one?
Oh,
There's 2 parts.
no.
Oh, he wrote the full thing out. He wrote out what it does. What about you, Patrick? Will she know the answer of what does the liver do?
Nay.
And will then she be able to answer where it is in the body?
And that's another nay.
That's 2 no's in a row. So the first question, Bethany, what does your liver do? What is the function of the liver?
I think it has to do with alcohol.
Go ahead. It's just the alcohol center of the body?
Barbara,
or the
Barbara,
brain?
help.
Or somewhere? What's the
It's
function
suppo-
of it?
It's supposed to keep the toxins out.
That is correct. It cleans the blood. Cleans toxins out of the blood. And alcohol would be one of those toxins.
Yeah.
I should have known that she would know that.
And it is located somewhere here.
Wait a second. Where is
somewhere
it?
in this region.
Well, you like, pointed at your body. Just give me a quadrant. Where is it?
In your stomach?
So here, I'm gonna say no on that. It's up here. Your liver's up here.
Damn it. That's
Yeah.
what I said.
Yeah, you went like this. So I'm gonna say that's a no on the body
Oh, wait, I was
geography.
gonna ask for this.
There is your liver.
Wait,
It's
which
that-
one? Which part is the green thing?
The big massive thing. That
What's the
huge
green thing?
That's your gallbladder.
Is that an? I was gonna ask if that was an
They're
artery.
labeled, Bethany.
It's too hard if they're labeled.
That whole thing.
That whole thing. That's why you know it's up here. Yeah. All right. So Chris, what did you say for the second one?
I said
Chris got it. She knew what it did, but she didn't know where it was. And what did you say that it does?
it processes toxins, and I said around your chest.
Like wrapped around.
I got a double no.
Double no. So Chris gets 1 point or 2 points. Patrick gets 1 point.
Plus one. Cleans blood.
Good job.
That's bonus. And then I said it was located in the gut region.
In the gut region.
I said stomach. Isn't that your gut?
Yeah, it's close.
you don't
Gut's
get
not an
it.
official part of the anatomy.
Around your
You don't
chest
get it.
is correct.
You guys are all just saying stuff that's on the torso. It's in a specific place all the time. All right. Should we do one last one in case there's a tie? We have a tiebreaker?
Yeah, I think it's tied up right now.
I think it's gonna be tied up because
Is it tied up?
I think we're
All right,
all,
we'll just
I think
make-
we're all three tied up.
We'll make this the tiebreaker then. We'll make this
This
the
is the
tiebreaker
tiebreaker.
then. All right. Bethany, as you know, we live in a solar system.
Oh God.
It has a number of different planets on it besides our own. I would like for you, Bethany, to name the planets coming out from the sun in order. And you guys have to guess how many
wait.
she will get correct. How many planet names she will get correct. And if you want to do a bonus, then you will have to write them in the correct order as well. I'll even take, for you guys, since you're writing, I'll take first initials of everything. I don't have faith in anybody on this one. I would vote no across the board on this one. So we are attempting to name all of the planets in our solar system coming out from the sun
In order.
in order from the sun.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the sun. Chris, what'd you say? How many is she going to get right?
2.
Two. Go ahead. Patrick, how many?
You'll get 8, right?
8 right. 8 right.
Yeah, it's basic
Which,
knowledge.
depending on where we are in history, that could be all of the planets or it could be one short. So why don't you go ahead and tell us.
What was the full question again?
What? Just name. You're stalling.
Starting from the sun.
Starting from
After
the sun. Name
Starting
the
from
planets in order in our solar system coming out from the
Okay.
sun.
Mercury.
That is correct.
Venus.
Yes.
Earth. Mars. Jupiter. Saturn. Uranus. Neptune. And I don't know if anyone counts Pluto these
That's
days.
okay. No, that's okay. Wow, that is a big ring. So Chris has a lot of blanks on it.
Yay, my friends clapped for me.
So Bethany, you actually did really well.
I didn't do that bad.
You
because
got-
you didn't ask me about the Civil War.
You got 3 or 4. Well, okay, I'll ask you. I'll ask you some follow-up ones here in a
Oh,
second.
God.
All right, Chris, what did you put? She said she was going to get 2, so you get no points.
Yeah.
Patrick, I'm going to give you the 8 because the 8 or 9
'Cause that's
planets
yeah.
was a debate about it. But let's see
That's
for
not a
bonus
debate
points.
anymore.
Let's see what Chris's were. You didn't know anything before Earth. You didn't know Mercury or Venus. Earth, Mars,
Yeah,
Jupiter.
so fuck you. I'm smarter than you.
You did say Uranus and Saturn. Right?
I wasn't
I said
done.
them
I was
all.
still processing it. Like
Processing what? Processing with the
the song in my head.
Patrick, what did you get? Do we changing answers?
No, I was just saying that Neptune and Uranus actually switch orbits, so sometimes Uranus is closer and sometimes Neptune's closer. But it is
Okay,
Mercury,
calm
Venus,
down,
Earth, Mars,
smarty
Jupiter,
pants.
Uranus,
Check that out.
Neptune.
You're saying the Neptune comes inside of Uranus's
Sometimes
orbit.
they flip and flop.
Flip and flop.
It's actually true. Look it up. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Fair play. Look at that. Smarty pants are there.
That's true.
So 2 points. So Patrick, who's our champion for the first edition of Bethany Knows Stuff?
Actually, it's a tie between Patrick and Chris.
All right. Let's go for the next one.
No.
Let's go for the next one. All right. Let me see if I
Am
can
I
find
just
one.
a point down or a couple?
All right. Since you want geography,
Damn it.
we're holding an event across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
We're holding RTX London. One of the biggest battles in any war ever was the invasion of the beach of at Normandy on D-Day in World War II. Where is Normandy? Where is Normandy?
I think I know.
Where? Well, now you guys just have to say whether or not Bethany will know this, and
I
then
know it. I
you
know
have to
it.
tell us where Normandy
I know
Normandy
it.
is. This confidence. Look at the confidence on Bethany's face. She knows this. She thought there were prisoners in Alcatraz today,
Is that really that weird?
peeing out of their vaginas. That's what she thought was happening in Alcatraz right now.
I still am not convinced that I'm not peeing out of my vagina hole.
You can take her word for it.
Maybe I need a friend to like watch me do it, Barbara.
It's all your pee arteries that sometimes don't carry blood. When they carry pee, they go to your vagina. All right, Chris, what did you say? Will she know it or will she not know it?
Yes.
She'll know it.
Fuck. I mean, yes.
I also said yes.
He said she will know it.
Well, she just told me she did.
Did you believe me?
Tell us, where is Normandy?
What are you asking specifically?
Just say. We'll be able to judge whether or not it's right. Where is Normandy?
But like, what?
You can't say Earth.
I was gonna say what country, but is it a country?
Go ahead. Normandy's its own country. Where's the country of
No.
Normandy?
Is it in France?
That is correct. Bethany, you're crushing it. So you both were correct. You each get it. There's Normandy right there. It's the northern region of France.
Thank God.
So, Chris, what did you
Well,
say?
I got 2 answers, both correct.
France and Europe. And then you got France as well. Guys, I think we're going to end our first game of Bethany Knows Stuff in a tie. So congratulations to our 2 reigning champions, Patrick and Chris Damaris.
Nice job, Chris.
I feel obligated to say your first and last name now. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
taking this hat off. Bethany, you want to throw your hat?
Yes.
Should it be a tradition of Bethany Knows Stuff? We can throw our hat. Well, we didn't do the tassel going back over that.
We
Oh,
didn't
yeah, I
know.
forgot.
No, that's okay. Bethany, I am actually really impressed. And I also
didn't do that
now,
bad.
after the periodic table of elements question, I think maybe we should change the name to Patrick Knows Stuff. And have him as a permanent guest on the podcast.
Water is an
Look, so
element.
my bad. It's usually history and geography. Like I don't know anything about it. That's usually where people try to like trip me up.
Or anatomy.
Keep
Or
talking.
anatomy.
For
or-
RTX London, since you've done so much research on London, in what century was King Arthur the ruler of England? Century. Just guess it.
The 12th.
12th century? Guys, you gonna refute that?
That's actually what I was going to say.
I
But
was
Really?
going to say 11th.
Okay. King Arthur's a fictional character who never actually ruled England, but okay. I should have probably asked that question instead. But then we still would end up in a tie.
But he was based on a true story.
But is that like the sword and the stone?
Yes, all fake.
Oh.
All fake. We found out a couple of things about England. We found that most Americans believe that King Arthur was real, and also that Sherlock Holmes was a real detective in the 1800s.
Was it?
No, he was not. He was not a real hero.
But
a
Dr.
real
Jekyll and
detective.
Mr. Hyde
excuse
are
me.
real, right?
All right.
one of them is.
Okay.
So now I should know what I will be able to cosplay King Arthur at RTX London. What have we announced for that show? Have we announced anything
We
besides
haven't announced any guests, Bernie,
including
including anyone.
really okay?
And Twitter wants to know.
Oh, what
Ooh.
RTX London?
Yeah, that's all they're talking about.
Look, I can tell you all that Patrick and I will be there. So
You have to be
don't
there.
worry. We will be there.
So let me ask you a question though. So this is maybe you can shed some light on this, and I've seen fans ask this as
Yeah.
well. RTX London is now a sold out event. It's sold out in how much time?
14 minutes.
That's insane. That's insane. So why not just say everything about it? We're not trying to sell tickets.
There was no reason, only because we were focused on Austin.
That's it.
Yep. We're going to announce that stuff very soon. We weren't trying to hold it. It was just like the focus was Austin, making sure people were focused on, excited about that show. And yeah,
How could you not be excited about RTX Austin?
I mean, I love RTX Austin. I've been
RTX
kind of depressed this week.
Austin always has, running live events, especially as they get bigger and bigger. There's always challenges that we have. This year, the challenge was metal detectors.
Yep.
This has been a season of live events, not just for us, but everyone,
Yeah.
where safety has suddenly and probably long overdue has now come to the forefront of that we have to have safe events. We have to make sure, that we have metal detectors and security checks and things like that. The only other place that I can think where we did that previously was at PAX East in Boston, and that was after the Boston Marathon. They would do bag
Oh,
checks and things
okay.
like that. And so Anime Expo had some trouble with it on Saturday, which was their first day. We had some trouble with it on Friday. But then you guys, I guess, burned the midnight oil and figured out how to solve that problem.
That was the most challenging day out of the 5 RTXs I've been a part of now, 3 Austin, 2 Sydney.
Yeah.
And, we take it seriously. Like, our team was up super late. We were not sleeping. We were trying to come up with, like, a game plan to, like, fix it. We felt that the ball was dropped. You're not going to, like, blame anyone, but, like...
It was Alan.
Yeah, it was Alan.
Yeah, it was Alan's fault.
We just felt like, it was on us to, like, figure out the solution, and we had to feel comfortable with what we wanted to do. And so we came up with this plan, all of us, working at the VIP party, like in the corner, like we literally were in the corner of the VIP party on the floor with our laptops out, and people were trying to bring us drinks, and we're like, give us a couple hours and then we'll have a drink. But,
That's the party for the VIP
yeah,
badge
the party for
holders.
the VIP badge holders
Yeah.
at Stubbs. And yeah, we came up with the plan that we felt the most comfortable with. It made sense to us, and it's kind of scary because we just had to say this is the best plan and go for it. And the next day, it was like it kind of just
Yeah.
worked.
Well, yeah, we stayed up till like 2 in the morning doing that, and then we got back up at the convention center at like 5:36 in the morning to help
Yep.
like the security team and all the guardians. The guardians were amazing, like lifting these.
Yeah,
like,
the
things and
Guardians,
running
I
them
mean,
from
of
the other
course, like they
side.
just rolled with it, because we had to change it on them last minute too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our head Guardians, Mary and Chris, they're the fucking best. So
Yeah,
they
and
made
then
sure
on-
that everyone was in place.
On Saturday, our average line wait was 6 minutes to
6
get into
minutes,
the
yeah.
exhibition.
Oh, that's
hall.
great.
Once we had
So-
queued everyone up in the
Yeah.
morning, once they all were in, it was 6 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
great.
it's one of those things that we see it a lot in video games when the design a video game for years and years, but until you turn on the servers, you have no idea until you
Yeah.
like put it into a live production environment. And the history of RTX is kind of a testament to that. Where the very first RTX we had, we were going to sell 200 tickets to that event. We broke the ticketing system and we
Right.
sold 535
600,
tickets.
right, yeah.
We always say 600, but it was actually 535.
500.
It was the exact same number that we oversold the laser team thing for. And
Really?
it was the same exact number. It's a weird coincidence. And so that the very first year we did that. Last year, I think it was last year. I tend not to bring this stuff up right before RTX because I don't want to put ideas in anyone's head either.
Sure.
There's a weird thing when you have a big event like that. The last thing I'm gonna say is, for the first time ever, we're having metal detectors because
Yeah.
then it's like, I don't know, you could put the idea in someone's head. Last year, someone pulled the fire alarm. Was that last year or the year before?
I think maybe 2015.
On Friday. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the Friday, same thing. Somebody pulled the fucking fire alarm. We all had to evacuate the convention center while they went through and searched everything. And it's just like, obviously I don't want to bring that up right before an event because that
yeah.
could put that idea in someone's
It
head.
happens. I mean, I'm just like super proud of our team because, Alex was the only one that was with me last year. So it's essentially, a whole new team that came together. And Patrick obviously has been at RT for 2 years too, but like to only not have run
Yeah.
RTX, he was in live action at the time. I mean, the 5 of us just worked really well together. I was really happy.
Yeah, we killed it.
We killed
Crushed it.
We crushed
Crushed
it.
it.
Did she get to get in the presidential suite?
Who? Christy?
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah, Alex.
Alex, yes. She was with us. She got to see it.
Yeah.
Did you go to the presidential suite?
I might-
No.
Oh.
But you've seen it before because
seen
it
it
was
before.
the same fucking room where you guys pulled your pants down in 2015, and I had my
whoa.
JW.
Sounds like a party.
I had my JW contact the next morning. She was like, "Yeah, like we were tagged in all these like Instagram and Twitter like posts, and it was of you guys pulling your pants
That's
down."
the marketing you want. But you literally
She
just
was
said-
happy with it.
You literally
It was
just
a-
said
it was
you
a good
had the
photo.
same thing.
She was happy with it.
You
was
said
a
you had
good-
the same thing. You said penis is out and you had to delete your Snapchat.
Yeah, I mean penis. My penis is. I mean one.
Penal, penis, peni.
I'm spilling beer on myself.
Your
right now.
penu, did you get it out?
Yeah, I'm good. Wait, my penis, did I get it out?
It's a work event, Shame on you.
I don't think I pulled the penis out that night, did I? I think it was just the outline through my underwear.
Yeah, you're right. That's what happened.
Hey, by the way, for Bethany Knows stuff, that's literally you tweeted about Alcatraz today.
Yeah.
And it gave me the idea to do that.
We should do it
that-
more often,
that
or we could
game.
get people to send in questions.
What's that?
We could get people to send in questions.
Yeah, clearly I need to come up with better stuff to stump you.
Yeah.
And it's always fun when those kinds of games. We used to do a show called What Do You Know, where I quiz
Oh.
people about we could edit that, of course. But it's always fun when you have a question that the person answering doesn't know the answer to, but everyone else does. That's kind of a hard thing to find. Like what is typically obvious or well-known information, and then one person just doesn't know it. But I gotta say, came up with the idea at 10:30 a.m. and then immediately started talking to people. John Reisinger threw together the end slate graphics. Ellie created the music. I
That's
sang
great.
the theme song. Not the music. She created the motion graphics, and then David Levy, composer, he made the made the track in I think 20 minutes.
And
He
you
just-
sang it.
and I sang it. I provided the lovely vocals for it. In fact, that was the start. I just sent everybody the vocal track, and then everyone built off of that stuff.
Nice.
So, I
Well,
always
it
say
was
thanks because
fun.
it's sometimes you have an idea and people around here are so busy now. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, if I had time, I would work on that. But
Right.
everyone dropped what they were doing and made sure
But
we
I
had all
feel
the
like
assets
this
for
is
it.
something you told me about a year and a half ago that you wanted to do with me, and it's finally happened.
Yeah, it was nice when I wake up and there's an Alcatraz tweet about all the prisoners in Alcatraz. All right, I am also looking. If you have any comments, want to tell us anything that we started talking about but then didn't finish, you can tweet us using the hashtag RTPodcast. And I think Ellie has used that. Ellie has used the hashtag to put up the intro for Bethany Knows Stuff. So you can take a look at that. Well, are we allowed to say anything about RTX London at all? Do we have a keynote speaker?
Not yet.
Is it me?
It's you, Bernie.
I'll do it if
I
he
wanted to
doesn't
ask
want
you on the podcast.
You want to go? Yeah, because you want to go to London? No, I would like to go to London
Chris,
too.
you're not on the list.
Can I
I'm
go to
sorry.
London? Can I stay in the? Would it be a presidential suite? There would be a king's
I
suite.
don't.
That one's already
I don't
booked.
think they. I don't
it?
think they
Chancellor
care about us
suite?
that
Are y'all
much.
staying in fucking Buckingham Palace?
I don't think they like us that much there yet. We got to build our presence.
First year events are tough, man.
Really.
They
tough.
always are. I mean, when we did RTX Austin, that was a tough year. It was in a hotel ballroom. That's where it started, and then a field next to the studio. Well, yeah, the first night was in the I can't remember where, but it was just a big ballroom. John, were you at the first RTX?
Wasn't it by DoubleTree?
I was there.
Or
Yeah.
was it at the DoubleTree?
It was up by Papados, like at 183 and 2222.
Oh.
You know that Papados and
Drury Inn.
might have been the Drury Inn. No, but that's a smaller place.
That place always depresses
That's
me
a
when I
smaller
drive
place.
by.
I could probably
Well,
look
it's
it up.
such a
to find
depressing
it.
name. It sounds like dreary.
But it was so far away from our studio. Remember, our studio was down south. It wasn't even downtown.
Yeah.
So we were like all the way across town from where the second day event was. Was it DoubleTree? Yeah. Was that where we were? Okay. Ben's saying the DoubleTree. So I'm going to take your word for it.
He was there.
Were you there? Yeah. Okay. I was there too. Don't remember. So, have you been to every RTX then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us your badges.
A couple people have
I
showed
saw
up
a
with
tweet
all the
about him.
badges.
He did it.
I had a 2015 one that Gus loaned to me one time, and I think I lost it.
I don't know if I have
Ooh.
all my badges either.
Yeah. One of
Yeah,
those
we
things I
can
wish I
photos-
kept.
we can
Andy
Photoshop
Blanchard. John is saying Andy Blanchard kept his. So, well, that makes sense. So we got a comment from Lime Gum, first ever RT podcast that they're watching live. So I guess it's a 1st member.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Lime
You're
gum?
fine. Oh, people asking about the shirt. So this is the new Rick and Morty inspired Slow Mo Guys shirt that went on sale at RTX, and I fell in love with it because people were coming to the signings and they were wearing it, and I wanted to repay Gavin for all the years that he has worn a Rooster Teeth shirt in his Slow Mo Guys videos, which is, I think it's like literally every single video he's ever done for the Slow Mo Guys channel, except for maybe like a couple of like sponsored ones or something. I literally think in every single video he's worn a Rooster Teeth shirt of some kind,
Oh yeah.
starting with the Touch My Awesome button. So
Well, yeah. Whenever we were in live action, we would get him wardrobe, and he'd be like, "No, I don't wear anything that's not a Rooster Teeth shirt." We'd
Yeah.
be like, "Okay, we'll go get you one then."
It's-
And then we'd get him a new one. He'd be like, "No, it has to be washed." Got it.
So it's like, it's so weird. Like, I love to see Gavin's closet. He probably has like a museum of Rooster Teeth merchandise. He was actually the guy that I would go to if we lost a file, like a digital file. I would reach out to Gavin before he worked for us because he archived everything
Yeah.
we did. Yeah.
He's got it.
In fact, believe it or not, he hacked into my personal website. I used to store like on Bernie.com. I used to store in directories like, oh, here's a map to my house. So when I had a party, I would send people the link to the map to my house. And he was living in England. I think he was like 16, and he started sending me the stuff from that directory. Like he found a back door to get in there. The directory.
my God.
Sent me like a map to my house and everything.
And you're like, I'm going to hire this person.
Sounds great. Yeah.
That's not
not?
creepy.
That's the
That's
guy
not creepy.
Well, duh. Of course you want to hire that person.
Fuck yeah, that's a guy I want to hire for sure. Hey, Chris, what have you been up to lately, man?
Day 5, and then a different project which we haven't announced yet.
Yeah,
Well, Bernie,
emailed
you
it
could
to you.
announce them right now.
sure, why not?
It's your style.
Chris is working on RTX London, getting on a plane to go there. That's what he's doing.
Chris, you're not going. Sorry.
That's an announcement. So tell us about day 5. How did that go?
It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm super excited because it comes
It
out and
looks fantastic. And
Yeah.
Matt called it at RTX. He called it the best thing we've ever made, which is high praise from Matt. He's worked on a number of different things, so he's a huge fan. Day 5, season 2 is, to put it lightly, a huge step up from the first season.
yeah. I mean, it's just bigger in every way, like especially the world,
Yeah.
because we actually showed the world. 'Cause
Yeah. I wish we could talk about some of the stuff y'all did, but I don't want to spoil anything. So
Yeah.
like, there's some really cool stuff, like some of the locations in particular that we had to build. You guys had some unique challenges as well.
Yeah.
with some of
Well,
those.
one we filmed in RTX Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
well,
Or
the perfect
Sydney.
timing on that. They
Yeah.
just showed the
Yeah.
bridge as soon as you said that.
And then we were also filming out in the desert for several weeks.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that scene.
That bridge scene was really cool. We got up there at like 4:30 in the morning to get ready because I was working on that.
Oh,
So I was-
okay.
Yeah, Patrick was there.
I was in live action at that time, and I met a guy that was he did sound, and he told me that he photosynthesized energy by watching the sunrise. So we watched the sunrise together. And
Wait,
yeah,
he thought he was a plant.
yeah. He said he didn't have to eat as much food because he would absorb energy through sunlight through his eyes.
Sunlight
Wait,
is one
really?
of the elements, Patrick. So
Well, I know that. We all know that. Photons.
photons was actually on my list at one point, and I took it off.
So
I
did
don't-
he think he
I'm
was
so proud of
special?
you that you didn't guess like even one. I really am.
I thought about water and diamond.
I got you. Why diamond? Walk me through it. Why diamond?
I don't know. I thought that like there was like another stone that might have
Well,
been in
it's
the
like
periodic
gold's on
table, so
there.
I thought maybe that was like
Silver, gold, diamonds.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
put it in there. And
Yeah.
actually, diamonds. Diamond is
What
carbon.
was the first one
Yeah.
you said
So
again?
if somebody argued that diamond is carbon,
That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't
I'm
want to get
sure-
into
I'm
it.
sure
I didn't
you
want to
were.
get
I
into
wouldn't
it.
have argued that because I don't
compound
even know
of
what carbon
carbon.
means. But like, what was the first one you'd said on the list?
I don't know.
can't
Salt.
remember.
Salt.
Oh, salt. That one made me laugh. I was like, okay, he's tripping
Well,
me up. He's tripping me up.
Okay.
But that's like, what's that? Salt's on there, right?
NaCl.
Yeah, like it's
two,
like-
two elements
Oh,
put together.
same thing.
Sodium
same as
and
water.
chlorine. Yeah.
Same as the water.
Yeah.
Tricky.
A little tricky. A little tricky. That's the way the world
You're
works.
tricky, Bernie Burns.
No, listen,
Alright,
I couldn't fool
alright.
you. You got all that stuff right.
You got to
so.
get more history and geography in there. That's where it really gets me.
History stuff's always fun
She's
too.
a science gal.
It's like when we interviewed Ben for that show, What Do You Know? And we did the history of World War II.
Don't even. I don't
Yeah,
even.
it was the same kind of thing as yours, where
I don't even know who fought in World War II.
he just is that true?
I
Everybody.
really don't.
All right.
Go ahead.
I mean, probably.
Who? Just name a couple countries.
Who was on the good side? We
America?
were clearly.
Yep.
There you go. Who were our
No, no,
allies?
shh.
Who's the enemy?
Russia
Russia was
Well,
fighting
that's-
alongside us. Yeah.
with us.
Oh, Russia was the enemy?
No,
Oh, God.
no.
Who was the enemy?
Nope.
Who was the enemy in World War II? You said Russia.
Where?
Don't stop. Do not.
Germany.
There you go.
Who else?
Patrick's over
Who
there
else?
feeding your hints in a very racist way. by the way.
Definitely, like, let's throw in some Korea
Korea, correct.
and
They were the Far Eastern Front.
and Spain
Spain,
That's
yeah,
good.
Spain
And
would have been in
Italy.
there.
That's good too.
and
Spain.
Italy.
So there was
Japan.
another place that World War II was fought besides
Earth?
Europe.
Oh,
What other place was it fought? It was on a
instead.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Instead of Europe?
Instead of
yeah.
Europe.
It was there were battles in other parts of the world.
Were they in those countries I just listed?
And I was thinking more continents.
Africa.
There you go. You got it. Northern
Oh.
Africa. There were many battles in Northern Africa, tank battles and that kind of thing.
Oh.
So
Casablanca.
there you go. There you go. All right. So who the enemy was Germany. Who were fighting alongside Germany? Can you name any other countries?
Fighting
Just
alongside
one
Germany.
country. Yeah, fighting alongside Germany. The Axis.
How many
powers.
were there?
Go ahead.
Just
one.
You said a couple earlier.
Take a guess.
France.
Besides Korea.
France.
Correct. France was fighting with Germany.
It was.
No.
Damn it! See, that's what
See, we had
trips
to
me up.
we had to invade France. Like I would have taken Italy, for instance.
Italy,
was
that's what
fighting
I said.
alongside Germany because
Yeah.
you know they're terrible.
I was gonna say Saudi Arabia.
Sure, why not? Korea as well.
But see, when you do that, I don't know. This is what Jeff does to fuck with me.
Absolutely.
He told me I was right when I guessed, like, when did America get discovered? And I was like, 1775. And he's
Uh-huh.
like, yes.
They
And then I told
expedited
someone that the next
Constitution.
week. And then I told someone that the next week. And I was like, but
You
Jeff
need this
Ramsey
through by
told
next
me.
year.
They landed and they started writing that Constitution like immediately.
1775.
What's the difference between the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution? Do you know that?
And the Constitution? The Declaration of Independence.
You worked in D.C. You lived in D.C. for a while,
But that doesn't mean anything.
but you're in the culture.
The Declaration, was that just a Texas thing or like for the U.S.?
Which one? The Declaration,
Declaration of
of Independence. I don't want to
Independence.
give you the answer.
Took us away from Mexico and Canada
Mexico and Canada.
because it made us our own country.
I clearly
You
need to
see him?
change the topic.
He's like, no, 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 no.
You're an ace at science, but man, I got to go with the political stuff next.
And what was the other one you asked about?
The Constitution.
The Constitution has our rights,
That's right.
like carrying guns
That's one of them.
and freedom of speech.
Yes. Well, yeah. Sort
And
of.
women's reproductive rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
they
vagina
actually
holes.
forgot to put that one in there.
And the vagina holes. That's number 3.
Okay.
No, that's the pee holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we still supposed to answer something?
We're totally good. We're totally good. Totally good. But you got to brush up on your history, your world history, before we go to RTX London.
Oh God. Okay.
We don't
Maybe I
want
just
to go
won't
over there and
go.
embarrass ourselves.
Yeah.
That'd be a little silly.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know if I'm going or not. It hasn't been announced. So
You're not going, Bernie, and you're definitely not going.
I've been to London. It's too expensive. Although
expensive.
someone told me recently that the pound. I was going to ask you if you knew the currency of London, but
It is.
let me tell you something. How little faith
I
this
feel like you could ask
company
her right now and she might still.
this
Even though you just
company
said
has
it.
in you. I asked other people for questions, and some of the questions I got were, and you can tell me this, like, what's the currency they use in Honolulu? What's the name of it?
But isn't that part of the United
There you
States?
go. People didn't think you would know
You worked it out.
that.
You worked it out.
They worked it out.
Yeah.
That was part of it. So I heard that the pound though is so far down after Brexit that it's actually you can go there with American dollars now and actually have a decent time for a decent amount of money. Because before I go to London and everything looked like it was double the price. Like the fish and chips were like $24, but then you realize that it's pounds.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy God, I paid $40 for fish and chips on the river. No thanks. I mean, I could go to a less touristy spot, I guess, but
Sure.
you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, not that I'm wishing ill on the British economy while we show up for RTX.
You said
but-
that like you were
but we-
casting a
but we
spell.
do.
Like,
No, I need one of Patrick's wands.
It's
I
in my
was gonna
bag
say.
over there.
Do you really have it?
Yeah.
Can we go get it? You have a wand?
is this the stolen one or? The...
Yeah, this is the one I stole.
Where's your bag?
Now you're saying stole
Well, traded.
illegally.
Traded without consent.
incorrectly.
I
and without-
gave
Oh,
him-
under the white table is my backpack.
Have you? What have you stolen?
I
In
have
your
to pee
life.
so bad.
What have you stolen? in
Go,
your
you
life?
can go. I'm not Gus.
So
You
my
can go to the
sister and
bathroom,
I
go to
were
the
in
bathroom.
Target when we were like 7 or 6, and like we stole gum and put it in our bags. And then as soon as we got in the minivan to go home, my parents could smell it from the back seat, and they were like, "Where'd you get that?"
Gum?
Like bubble gum. And they took us back to Target, talked to the manager separately when we couldn't hear, and said, "I want you to scare the shit out of my kids so that they never steal again." And so they sat us up on this counter at Target, and the manager came out and gave us this really stern talking to about how you could go to prison, you could end up there forever, and
gonna be in
we just
Alcatraz.
cried and cried, and like we never stole again.
Same thing happened to me. I stole a comic book,
Okay, I'm
and
really-
I was told I had to go back and talk to the manager of the CVS. My dad made me go back and
Wow.
return it. Yeah, it sucked.
It's kind of opposite for me because when I was a kid, we would always steal gum from Walgreens. Like you'd put it in your sock, like while you're pretending to look at other stuff.
Right,
and then just
exactly.
walk out. And I never got caught, and I did it for years. And then I grew up and I stole wands because no
Now
one ever,
you've
no one
moved
ever made
on.
me have to do it. But yeah, this is a much better one than the original. It's got runes here.
And what is this? The collector's one?
That's a Sirius Black's wand.
Got you, buddy.
Yeah, not a bad one, huh? It's pretty dope. Did you pay for it? Yeah. Sucker.
So
I actually look in this robe. I look
it
like
to
I'm from Harry Potter.
I know you do. You do. You look very appropriately dressed. Okay, now this is not an interactive one.
right.
though.
So the interactive one is hollow.
Yes.
You could smack the shit out of somebody with that one.
Wow, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
So
That one's got
the,
a little iron core.
The interactive ones have a little like sensor here.
Yeah,
And then there's parts of
that's
the part
easy to
where you
break.
go and you say, I
Yeah.
don't know,
You don't have to say
thin
anything. You can
Fortuna
if you want
or whatever,
to.
and then the thing happens.
Yeah, water spits out or.
But I gotta say, watching my kids try to activate those things, they could be way fucking better. They're like,
It takes forever, and then the
It
guy has
does.
to be like, "Do it slower and do it this way," and you're like, "Okay, well,
how about you just have somebody back there push a button for
yeah,
the kid?
yeah,
That's it. You know?
yeah."
I
Make
mean,
it easy.
it's
Somebody
like-
standing there, they're doing something.
Yeah.
Done.
And other people, there's like 1,000 other people waiting to take their turn to do the exact same animation and interactiveness. You know what I mean?
I
It's
was
just like-
super into it for like the first day, and then like the second day, I was just like, this is-
You were like, why did I even steal this from some child? Why did I even bother?
I gave
to
them
do
a
that?
better one. I Robin Hooded that place.
Robin Hood is.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I
I
can't
stole
wait.
from myself and gave to a.
I'm gonna scour social media for the person who says they bought a wand at Harry Potter and they got the wrong one. And I guarantee nowhere in that will be. Oh, and it was a better. It was a better.
It was a
one,
better
so
wand. It was $6 more.
I'm
'Cause
totally happy.
It's funny because the interactive wand is only $6 more than the non-interactive one.
Is that right?
So it's like, why would you? But this is why. It's thicker.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's just so
thicker's
stupid
better.
looking.
It's actually pretty cool, Bethany.
What can it work on here? Show me.
So Andy Cortez said I should ask you about the Civil War.
Oh, is he tweeting that?
Yeah, he tweeted that. Do you know when the Civil War was? Approximately here.
1492.
That is
No.
correct.
Wow.
Don't.
We
was
didn't
after-
discover
it was
America
after-
until 1775. So
Oh wait.
Where was
so
the Civil War between?
1894.
What was
1812.
the Civil War between?
Oh shit, not 1812.
Who fought in the Civil War?
Oh wait, I do know this. I do know this because Nathan told me.
Not because I learned it in school.
Wait. No, it was in our own country.
nah.
Who
Right?
fought who?
The North and the South.
That is correct. That is
I
correct.
do know this.
Who won?
Well, that's debatable.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there, Bernie.
If I asked you to draw a hexagon, would you be able to do that? That was my other one. That was an
Hex.
actual. Can you take that whiteboard and draw a hexagon?
Oh,
Well, you can take your time and do it.
okay.
It's a complicated structure.
I think I can.
It's getting close.
Is that right?
I don't know what you're doing.
She's
there.
drawing. For those of you listening on the audio podcast.
I mean, it's not pretty. Is it 6?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's it. You're hard to stump. I thought you were going to be easier
She's
to
pretty
stump.
smart.
Should get Andy Blanchard to do it. I bet
It's,
he doesn't know
um,
anything. Unless it's Star Wars, like
It's the history and the
Extended universe.
geography that are sometimes really bad for me.
geography in particular. But you're in charge of all of our global events.
I mean, but I know where London.
If
and
you
Sydney
take me to
are.
London and you put me on the list, I will go do that thing where they roll cheese down the hill. I will,
What's
What is
that?
that?
You never seen that before? It's so cool.
Do you get to eat it?
No, I don't. Maybe. I think if you get there first, you get to get it. But it's like a hill
so.
in Scotland, I want to say.
Yeah,
is where they do it.
Scotland.
And it's like a serious hill. It's like a 75-degree angle is what it looks like. It's about as close to straight down as you're going to get. And then they just roll a wheel of cheese down it. And then once the wheel starts rolling, everyone can run after it. And by run, they basically just fall down a cliff trying
my
to get to the thing
God.
first.
But, and then what do you get when you get it?
you
The
get cheese.
Oh.
That's it.
But then it's all like dirty and grassy.
It's bragging rights. Well, it's probably got that wax rind on
Rind,
it.
yeah.
So you
Yeah,
just
it's a
like-
good
Oh.
cheese, probably.
Oh, here we go. Here they go.
There it is.
I might have overstated the angle
oh,
of the hill
I don't know
there.
why I was picturing
That's
this like
pretty serious
huge
stuff.
fucking thing of cheese.
What do you mean? That's it. That's that
a
little wagon wheel.
decent-sized wheel of cheese.
Well,
It's not like
there have to
Parmigiano
be like broken
Reggiano.
bones from that.
Oh yeah, without question.
Oh.
Oh, that guy's hating life.
Look at
Holy
the cheese.
shit.
I feel like I could run down that hill without busting my ass. I
Okay,
mean,
but what is the point? I
they're
thought you
like
meant
all
it was this
dramatic and shit.
huge thing of cheese, like huge, like the size of a person.
well, what do you want?
There's
Like a
different-
lifetime cheese?
Yeah.
Nah, you just get like what is that? Like a week of cheese. That's a pretty.
So
that's
it's
a pretty
probably
big wheel,
good
dude.
cheese.
Oh, that was so like hopeful and
Is
sweet.
Scotland known for cheese?
I don't know. I mean, they're rolling
Haggis.
it down the hill.
Meat.
It's not cheese.
That's meat.
But cheese isn't meat.
Yeah, but meat and cheese go together like birds of a feather.
Sure they do. Sure they do.
Birds of a feather.
So next time we'll have to focus more on history and geography. So we will take all your history and geography questions for the next version of Bethany Knows Stuff. And what did we miss in live in current events when RTX was going on? Did we miss anything big?
Ooh.
We had Net Neutrality Day, which came up.
Oh
Yeah.
And I wanted to tweet so badly on Net Neutrality Day. I wanted to say to Twitter, can we just take a break from Trump for one day? Because I know there's going to be something. There's going to be some huge calamity, like he's wearing, the Russian flag on his shoulders or some shit, and both sides are going to go crazy about it. Can we just not do that today? Can we just not talk about Trump today? Can we dedicate a day to something else?
Yeah.
That's what's driving me crazy about the current environment of, and I'm not blaming the president, and I'm not blaming the media. It's this combination, this frenzy that everybody's in, where it's just like, we can't talk about anything fucking else.
But speaking
ever.
of Trump,
But speaking of Trump, what happened? Did he do something?
articles of impeachment have been
Oh, really?
submitted. Yeah, I
What
mean,
is it? For what?
for him firing Comey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And like blocking the investigation of him by the head of
it's
the
a
FBI?
felony, but it's got to pass the House, which is
It's not. That's not gonna happen.
not going to happen.
Impeachment
so.
does have to go through Congress, which is going to be tough in this
Yeah.
environment,
But that was yesterday, so that wasn't during RTX.
Impeachment is a weird distinction, too. Like, Bill Clinton was impeached,
Yep.
but not removed from office.
Right.
Yeah.
So those two things don't go hand in hand.
It's just like a hearing.
It can be confusing for people
Yeah.
who aren't part of this country. Yeah, it's like he went through the process of impeachment, which is called being impeached.
Yeah.
And even Nixon was not impeached. He just resigned from office before he could be, basically. It was
Yeah.
clear that he was going to be. And I don't know historically, Bethany, you lived in D.C. Anybody else impeached?
Yeah, how many-
Who's
how
been
many
impeached? I'm asking. I don't even know.
standing
I'm just
presidents?
asking.
Have been impeached.
We're also going to have one of the other things: name the presidents in order, starting.
Oh,
with.
I can't
I
do
could
that.
never.
I don't know.
I don't think
Yeah.
most people could.
George.
Could you even get to the second one?
What if we just did
Is
first
the second
names?
one Lincoln?
No.
No. God damn it.
Wait. Number 2 is
It's got to be like a Thomas.
Sam
It's got to be a
Adams.
Thomas something.
was it Sam Adams?
No, it's a Thomas something.
Edison?
Adams.
Thomas
Kincaid.
Lincoln.
Yeah, it was
Thomas Lincoln.
absolutely
That's
Thomas
his name.
Lincoln.
Second president of the United States, if I remember correctly, is James Madison. Is James Madison fourth or is he second?
Looking it up.
Oh wait. Is
John
it someone,
Adams.
is it
John
someone-
Adams,
Oh,
that's
never
right.
I
mind.
said Sam Adams. That's close
I was
enough.
gonna
So
say
I can't
Jefferson.
really throw stones on that one. I can't get very far on that as well. So what number was Benjamin Franklin?
63.
I think he
We're not even
was
63 yet.
14.
He was
I think
never
he was-
president.
There we go, Chris. got
12?
it.
Wait,
he was
what?
never president. Benjamin Franklin was never president.
All right, I was educated in the Texas public school system, so.
So was I.
Me
so you have
too.
no excuses.
Well, you didn't know it.
I went
Yes,
to
I
all
did.
the sex ed classes.
Wait, did you?
Yes.
Well, I wasn't
Who was
listening.
third? Smarty pants.
Jefferson.
Who was third? No.
Andrew Jackson.
Who was third?
Ronald Reagan.
Ben, I'm looking at you. Oh, Ben's not backing off. He's like, I got nothing to do with this. Leave me out of
Ronald
this.
Reagan.
Derek Waters.
Ronald Reagan,
Is it Hamilton?
and
It was Jefferson.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lady Bird
I would
Johnson.
have sworn.
Lady Bird.
I would have sworn Jefferson was the 4th president of the United States.
Madison.
I would have sworn that. Yeah, until I named Madison. He's 4th.
John, do you know? He said James Madison.
So when was King Arthur president? That's the main thing.
1301.
SpongeBob SquarePants was the president.
Oh wait, we were gonna ask Bernie something. Remember?
Oh, what do you
was
got?
it?
Hit me up.
Who broke the door?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna ask you a question. We've been talking
We've
about.
got a question for you.
We have a
Go
question in
ahead.
the events office. We've been asking everyone lately, just to see if you know.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's not a specific thing about me.
No, no,
I'm
no.
prepared for this.
I just
No,
thought
no.
it'd be funny to ask.
Yeah.
Do you know what soaking is?
Soaking. So first of
Soaking.
all, as you guys are talking about it, it's a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Why would you assume that?
Soaking. Because it's an
Just
active.
think about it. Let it marinate inside.
Let it soak.
Let it soak a little.
I don't know if I can come up with this. Oh, or even worse, I would be afraid I would come up with something even grosser, and then I would
We're like, ew. Fuck
reveal
you, Bernie.
something
Yeah,
about
that's
myself.
crazy.
Yeah. Like, you know when you save
you
your
have a guess?
jizz for 8 months?
Chris,
when
do you have a
do that?
guess?
Soaking. Do you know what soaking is?
Take a guess, Chris.
Chris, you're
So-
you're really fucked up.
There's
Like
fluid
you should
in
know.
this.
Yeah.
There's got to be fluid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Is it where you're like in a hot tub for a long time and then
Oh God, that's so boring.
Yeah.
No.
Get a life.
Yeah, get a life, loser.
soaking? It's where you're.
What do you got?
Nothing. I'm just worried about how boring it is to know. Soaking.
We can just tell you. Does anyone else, John?
Anybody want to dive in?
Am I ended up with wrinkly fingers at the end of this thing?
No.
Okay.
Got nothing to do with
no.
your fingers.
Wrinkly something else.
Go ahead. What is it?
So soaking is practiced in like very religious, like Mormon communities, where you stick your
May or
penis
may
in a
not be true.
vagina, but you don't thrust. You just let it soak
You
with the
just soak.
juices.
Isn't that like just regular sex?
No.
I've been
Sex
doing it
is
wrong
when
this
you
whole-
actually
You're
sex
supposed to thrust,
sex
Bernie.
is when you thrust or pound. But soaking, you just let it soak.
Just kind of sit there.
You know, it's kind of like
Well,
the chilled thing.
sex is just
But that
putting-
means in religious communities, it's not sex because you're not actually penetrating. You're just
What?
You are
hanging out.
penetrating.
No, no,
Yeah,
but
but you're
isn't-
not
no, no.
actively.
Sex is just putting penis in vagina. That's it.
No.
Because a dude could come instantly, and that's still sex. He could just put
What
it in.
dude, Chris? Exactly.
Yeah, anybody on this couch?
Let's be perfectly clear about this. It still counts. It still counts.
It's
but the
not like the
idea of
So
it,
yeah, but I'm not a
Catholicism anal
virgin
thing.
anymore. No,
the idea of it just sounds really fun. It's something I want to try.
just go soaking one weekend.
Like just because I think it would be funny.
It's like a tantra.
John is over there saying no, no, no.
John, why not?
You don't do that.
But you could just
do that. You don't just lie there like inserted.
You could. You
Alright,
could take a
alright.
nap.
you could
talking
lie
about?
there. You could lie there inserted.
You don't do. I would say that like soaking is what she's describing is you do that exclusively and don't do anything else. But you're telling
Because when
me
you're
that
religious-
you've never for like paused
I
for
didn't-
even as long as a minute or 2 minutes.
Pause. Yeah, that's totally. That's like. That. There's a
No,
difference
it's just
between pausing and then.
Soaking.
Just full on
You
soak.
get over here where Patrick's camera is so we can talk to you, not
It's
like you're
not-
some disembodied voice.
Patrick, what were you
It's
saying?
not. I don't think it's
Sexual
possible
deviant.
to just sit there and not. It's like you can like try and like relax.
Like
for
how
a
long
bit,
can you soak?
But let me
But
just
then
ask
you all
this:
you're
How
gonna
long
start,
can you stay
kinda
hard?
naturally start moving around. You can't help that.
How
Well,
long can you
can
stay
you?
hard without?
Well, you would cheat.
Actually,
You would
no.
cheat a little bit. You do a little.
You do
movement.
one
what
little
I'm saying.
pump.
You do a little
You
micro
do one
movement.
little
That's not
pump.
soaking.
Come
can't-
on, they're
you can't-
doing like a
No, no,
shimmy
no.
or
No.
something.
No,
yeah.
they're following the religious
Well, that's a good
rules.
angle. John looks like the
No,
fucking
no, no,
silhouette.
no.
No,
shadow.
no, no.
No,
You
no,
do
no.
one little pump to keep yourself hard,
And then back to
and
the
then you
soak.
back to soak.
Back to the soak.
Wait,
But then that's still. But then that's
But
not.
then God
Wait,
hates
let's
you.
hear John. What do you have to say, John?
Yeah, you're gonna. You can't commit to the soaking and stay hard for an extended period of time.
How
'cause
long? How long
I
does one
could.
soak?
Like the
I
30,
don't
45
know.
minutes.
I would totally like. That would just be weird, just to be sitting there.
I know, but
You
think
just
about
look-
it.
Dude, you talk?
But think about when you've never had sex before and you're told that it's wrong and that's the best that it's gonna get.
There's no way that if you've never had sex before and you have your penis in a vagina, you can just sit there.
I think.
I
you
think
could.
they do. I trust
That's
them.
something.
do you
that-
I
no,
really
no, no.
trust them.
That's something
Can you
they
soak?
said.
Can you soak in an ass?
Well, I
Then
don't
it's
think
not
it's as
sex.
bad. I think it's.
Wait, no, you just said that.
No,
everything
no, no.
in an ass is
John,
not
save
sex.
it for the post show. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. You and me. We'll figure out if you can do that.
So only straight boys that are Mormons can soak.
I could still soak.
What do you think would be more awkward, a traditional soaking or if you did it orally? Where
Ooh,
you're
in the
just-
mouth.
God.
and you're
Because
just-
then you can't even talk.
I feel like that's more
Yeah.
awkward. Somebody made a great
That's more awkward.
a great point on Reddit where if you're naked, but if you put on shoes, you feel more naked. even if like
Yes.
if you're yeah, what is that?
I don't
More,
know.
you feel more exposed.
Yeah, if you if you put on tennis shoes while
It's
naked.
the same thing. If I had clothes on all over me, but had a very distinct empty space right here, I'd feel even worse than fully naked. Like if I
I don't think feel
a
worse,
cut
like-
hole.
But shoes in particular, like if you put on pants, you feel half naked. But if you put on shoes, you feel more naked. It
Well,
amplifies.
take your
Because
shoes
shoes
on?
are like it's like you got naked and then put on your shoes.
Yeah, you have to
like
take
I
those
gotta
off
go.
It implies you're headed somewhere, right?
Chris, that's a
Yeah.
good point, though.
It's like you're like I gotta go. I'm sorry, and then you run out, but still wearing shoes but naked.
I think that's why I like doing it with shirts on because I feel like it's like wrong.
It
you
gets
know,
in the
like-
way.
That gets in the way. I don't like that.
I like shirts on.
No.
You like socks on?
No, I don't like socks.
Socks
on.
are weird.
Listen, that reaction right there. People have a very visceral reaction to socks.
I don't like it.
I don't have a problem with socks.
I'll turn porn off if there's socks on.
On you or on your partner.
Either, but I take them off because I've heard it's a point of contention.
People don't like
Yeah,
it.
girls
Yeah.
don't like that
Girls
shit.
don't like socks, so I'm like, I'm gonna take my socks off.
I'm gonna take my
I don't want
socks
this to
off.
be the holdup.
That'd be it. Well, you lose.
I put mine on to have sex.
Socks.
Do you, John?
Yeah.
I'm
My
done.
feet get cold.
You don't want to like slide across the floor. Get away. Like,
Risky business.
what does the exhaust pipe in a car do?
Smoke comes out of it?
Yes, smoke. Okay. I was
Does
specifically.
this serve another purpose?
There's some questions that I had on my list that I cut because I realized I wanted you to give a specific answer. There was someone I knew at one point in my life where she thought the exhaust pipe was thrust, like it was like on the back of a spaceship. She thought it was like a jet. That's what pushed the car forward. And if you block the tailpipe, it's why a car couldn't run.
Can't move.
Because
There's no
the
momentum.
thrust,
No
the rocket
propulsion.
or whatever it
No.
is didn't work. She knew it wasn't a rocket,
Yeah.
but she thought that's what did it.
What?
But that's
The
like
cars
on
with the
back,
big
but that's like
tailpipes?
on the back of the car.
Yeah.
But not by the gas. Have you ever driven off with the gas tank, the gas thing still?
The pump.
Never
Yeah.
have done that.
Yeah,
You've done that?
I've done that.
I've
You've
never
done it?
done that.
Did you drive away?
Mine's attached, so it'll just like flopping.
Say,
Yours is
No.
What
I
thing?
mean, with
When you're at the
put
gas,
the gas
station,
in.
you put the gas in,
Get in your car,
and you drive,
drive off.
Oh, yeah, I think I've done that too.
I
Oh, you're
have.
talking about the gas cap.
I was talking about the cat, but yeah.
Oh,
I've
no,
done
no,
that.
Everybody's
No.
done that.
Well, but did you rip the gas pump off?
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Did you? Have you done that? Have you really? I never met anyone. I know two people that
my
have done
my
that.
brother did it.
Really?
Yeah. And I was just like, how stupid are you?
It happened
No
like
offense.
last week.
They have a breakaway thing on them. I've always wondered. I've never seen that.
Well, it
That'd be like
happened.
something out of a
Pretty
movie.
startling when you think you're good to go. You got the full tank. Like, nope, you're not good
Do you
to
have
go.
to pay for that? Or they're
I
like,
just kind of drove off.
Blamed it on Alan.
that was Alan. Alan was
what
driving my
happened.
car that day.
Say you could just like drive away and they're like screaming at it and you go, sorry, I thought Gus was
Yeah.
having sex. That'll be
And I
sharp.
needed to get in
also-
there. I had to get in
Well,
there.
like from the bank too. I've also taken those things, and they will charge you for that.
I have done that. I have looked up. You're talking about the pneumatic tube at the drive-through? Yeah, I did that one
Mm-hmm. I think
time.
they charged me like $20 one time.
Yeah, I looked over
now
my
you
sheet.
got
I'm like,
that
why do
too.
I have this thing?
Now I have that. I used to put bottle caps in there.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys now? Do you guys, when you use an ATM, do you check to make sure there's none of those card readers on them? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I saw that today.
I
Yeah.
really don't pull out cash often. I never
Yeah,
have cash.
I barely.
I don't think
ever
I don't
use
can't
an
remember the
ATM.
last time I went to the ATM.
I've gotten to a point in my life now where I just don't take back coin change. Period. Like like I was at Starbucks today, and I ordered a Starbucks, and I got it, and I
Wait,
Starbucks?
what?
You
ordered
wait,
one-
wait,
ordered
wait.
a single
I don't
Starbucks.
understand what
One
just
Starbucks.
happened.
You mean you
should
ordered
Ordered
a
at
coffee?
Starbucks.
You ordered a
ordered
coffee?
a Starbucks.
I'm just making a joke. I had a coffee. I ordered my coffee, and it was $3.48. And I just happened to have $4. I gave them $4, and I said thank you, and I just walked away. So it's like, but I feel like I just
So
don't want to.
you give him a really bad tip.
Like I'm gonna lose the change. I did give him a shitty tip. That's right.
Are you supposed to tip at Starbucks?
No,
Starbucks?
you don't have to. But you either don't do it,
Don't at all.
or do it well.
Yeah.
You don't. The middle ground of here's 40
Bernie.
or
52
52 cents. Here's your 52-cent tip.
Keep
yeah.
up the good
They remember
work.
that. They
yeah.
remember you.
But I don't want to take the change that I'm gonna lose,
Yeah,
or
right.
it's gonna end up at the bottom of my car.
Yeah.
because it's a shitty tip, you know.
Well, and then I've got the bucket of change at home, and I'm just like, then you got to go up and be like, I'd like to change in my change for money, you know. And you
Those
feel like
coin stars are so embarrassing.
I know, you feel like just
They're
like
so
the biggest
loud.
loser. Yeah. Oh, clank, 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 clank. Like I can't afford rent, so I'm here.
Yeah, well, it's like for those of you who don't know what Coinstar is, there's these vending machines in grocery stores here in Texas. They might be all over the place. I don't know. I don't look out for
I'm
them.
sure they are.
Where you dump your buckets of change into it, and then it sorts it, and then
And everyone in the store is looking at you.
Everyone, it's so fucking loud. Oh, I hate it.
A lot
it's
of
like a
banks will
reverse
do-
slot machine.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's not looking at you with jealousy. They're looking at you with pity.
Yeah.
You know, slot machine makes a lot of noise. I was like, oh man, I wish that was me. And
Nobody wants to be you.
nobody wants to be the person at the
At the
coin
coin star at HEB.
They're like putting their hand over their kids' eyes, like, sorry, stay in school.
Go steal some stuff.
But I did that with my kids for a summer. I made them a deal that they could, at the end of the summer, they could clean the house and they could keep all the change. If they took it, and they could keep it. Fuckers found $250 for the
Jesus.
change, just about. So my lesson on economics was like, I gave them a jar to start them off. And then they went through everything in the house finding change, and they got like $250.
Where did they find the most change? Like your house is super, super clean.
Oh
Like,
no,
where
it
did
was
they
like
find
couch
it?
and stuff. This
Yeah,
is
Couch City.
when they were like, I want to say they were like, I talked about the podcast years ago. They were like 4 and JD would have been 7 probably. So I was trying to teach them about money and saving money and stuff like that. It totally fucked that up because you give a 7-year-old $125. It's
Yeah.
like they're a millionaire. You know, it's like this was a totally wrong lesson. But they did learn one valuable thing in that they had counted it all, so they knew how much money they had. And we went to the Coinstar machine and they got it, and it was less amount. And they were like, "What? It counted wrong." And I said, "Oh no, look, they take a percentage. They take their fee from it."
15% or something.
The kids were like, "Fuck that!" They were livid.
Oh my
they were livid. I go,
God.
"Who do you think pays for the machines?" They were like, "That should be like 5 cents. That's how much they should take."
The bank will do it for free, I think.
I think the bank will do it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's your,
If you have an
your
account,
bank.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they ended up learning a lesson. And you know, you take 7% from $250. It's a
How much
chunk
is
of
that? How
change.
much is that, Patrick?
10% is $25.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Subtract a little bit from that.
So 7% of 200 would be $14, and then you add another $350. to
I've been
it, so
trying to
that's
teach them how to like tip on like my credit card.
I'm
and
going to
stuff.
tip you.
20%.
Tip me.
What do you tip?
I always tip at least 20%.
At least 20%.
I do max and minimum 20%.
What?
So that
Always
means you-
20%.
Oh, you just,
It's just easier that way.
I just like it's hard for me, even if service is bad. I think about the full operation of the restaurant, not just what like one component was bad, and I don't want everyone to get screwed over. I don't know. I always tip 20% at least.
Do you wish that they would just include it in the prices for the food?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just be done with
Tipping
it.
is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
stupid.
I agree with it.
I took the shuttle from the long-term parking, and you're supposed to tip the shuttle person. I didn't know that. But
Oh.
apparently you are. And I'm just like, but that's their job.
I tip those people sometimes.
I didn't even
I
think
just
about
I
never
know
it.
people
have
tip Uber
cash.
drivers. They're like, hand them cash.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I call Uber, so I
Right.
don't have to have cash.
Just
That's
do it.
The whole point.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, tipping
And they
culture's
don't do it
weird.
other places.
Yeah, people in other countries don't even understand why
Yeah.
they do it. We don't
My
understand why we do
employees
it.
never tip me. It's weird.
The worst.
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it?
It's really weird.
It's called kickbacks. It's not called tipping.
It's called
at
I
that
saw your
point in time.
penis.
That was his
I mean,
friends.
I didn't.
That
was
his
a dream.
friends.
It was
So
a
you
dream.
did get a tip in a weird way. Like
Yeah,
a
you
little
did
tip.
get a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great tip.
So what was your penis?
I will neither confirm nor deny those allegations.
Smart move. Smart move. That's the way to do that. Penis at RTX is just,
I'm sure there were tons.
don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell. Do you think so?
Oh, hell yeah. I bet people were fucking all over the place.
Yeah. I
The 4th floor bathroom for sure. I heard it. I think it was Gus and Esther.
you can just look for all the places.
Is that why you broke in?
But I kicked the door
Is that
down.
why you kicked down the
yeah,
bathroom door?
I had to see.
Look for all the doors that have been kicked in, and that's where people have had sex the course of the event. All right, so RTX London, can we say how many people we think will be attending RTX London?
Attendees or talent?
Attendees.
Oh, we have about 15,000.
Oh, that's great for a first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're probably, here's like something I can share. Since we sold out so quickly, we're doing our best to try to add a couple of more tickets. So we'll be announcing that in the next few weeks. It's not going to be very many. So when we announce it, we'll
VIP
get
weekend
weekend
passes.
badges.
Okay.
So we'll make sure that marketing puts out a couple things like either an email or on Twitter or our website, but just keep an eye out because whenever we release those limited amount, that will be it. We will not be able to add anymore because we'll be at capacity.
Will you announce anybody before that who's going
Yes,
to RTX? Oh,
we
you two
will.
are going, clearly.
I mean, yeah, everyone only wants to see us anyway. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
so it's really just like Bethany.
So
Patrick
like,
show.
but people already bought the tickets. So like, would they be disappointed if only Patrick and I showed up and we did like all the panels,
all the autograph
all the
signs.
signings? We just did them like 10
Yeah.
times a day.
I think that's probably fine.
Keynote speaker would be one of the direct descendants of King Arthur. That kind
Yeah,
of-
there you go.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
he's real.
Who should we have as keynote speaker, Chris, for RTX London?
Can I name anyone?
Yeah, anyone. Just think outside the box, whoever.
David Beckham.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart? Okay.
David, you said David Beckham?
Why not? You okay with that? You
yeah.
fixed your hair
I'm
while
like,
you said his name.
Wait, is he
Like,
watching?
wait a minute.
Hey,
Wait, is
David
he
Beckham.
watching right now?
Why not? I'm trying to think-
You told me someone you had in mind. You came to my office the other
yeah,
day.
but not for RTX London.
For maybe next year, RTX
Yeah,
London
for
or Sydney.
either RTX Sydney or RTX Austin. A
Yeah.
friend of the company who's just like, her career has absolutely skyrocketed.
Cool.
And
Jenny Jameson.
yeah, there you go. That's her. That's her. All right. Well, any closing thoughts on this special Thursday night podcast? Got to tweak Bethany knows stuff, I think, but it's just we got to find
We're
ways
gonna do
to
it
stump
again,
you better.
right? We're gonna keep doing
This
it.
is where it gets personal. I start like interviewing your family and your
You
close
can.
personal friends
They were at RTX.
to find out what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then we'll grill you with that.
Okay.
Or we'll just move the game over to Patrick.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
all
done.
the
You can
elements.
honestly talk to my employees. They'll know what I don't know.
Well,
right.
we won't know.
Chris, any closing thoughts?
This robe is hot.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this special Thursday edition of the podcast. We will see you back here on Monday for our regular broadcast. Night, everybody.
Bye.